I'm stepping in the club like where the fuck the party at? I'm stepping in the club like...
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I forgot to do an intro and I'm very sorry, but you will learn the reason why by watching this video. So today I'm bringing you a very cool halo eye, greenish eye makeup. I really hope you will enjoy the video, and if you want to see how I create this surprise look for you, then please keep on watching. Okay, so I'm totally unprepared for this video today. We are going to go clubbing, and it's actually later than I intended to start this makeup, so I haven't got quite as much time as I usually have. However, I don't really know what I'm going to do whatsoever. I have a plan doing something greenish, but then on the other hand, the lip that I want to do doesn't really tie in. So we are going to see how it pulls it all together. And I really want to do a halo eye too. So what we are going to do, we're going to start off with our eyes because that's the safest bet. I just lied, we're going to start off with eyebrows because that's the safest bet. Okay, I've been really trying to grow this eyebrow, but it doesn't really grow anything. So I'm just going to work with what's there. But because the top of the brow is so sparse, I'm always starting off by filling in the top. So it gives me just a guideline as to how thick the brow is going to be. By the way, this is the blonde lip brow that I'm using right now. I feel like it's really complementing my hair color at the moment. Still, I like my brows to be a little bit darker, which is why I'm going to follow in with the chocolate dip brow. I swear, I'm using the same brow color for like, I don't know, like 3 years, and I still can't remember the name. And with this darker shade, I'm just going in where I have some gaps. I'm just going to make it all the same color. This technique is what really makes drawn-on brows look natural, is to use two different colors. Okay, so I have my brows done. They are not set and they are also not cleaned up, but that's what I'm going to do now. But to set them, I'm not going to use a brow gel, I'm going to use a hair wax, which works exactly the same way, only it's better because it's stronger, because it's obviously made for hair. Okay, the beauty of using a wax as your brow gel is that it doesn't really dry down completely, so you always have the flexibility to brush through your brows and style them in place when you go on with your makeup. So you're not really committing to a certain shape right from the start, you can still play around with it the further you go on with your makeup. Of course, now we're going to clean up the brows, and I'm just using some concealer. It doesn't really matter what kind. And if anything is too harsh, you can still go through with a normal spoolie and blend everything out. Okay, let's start with the eyes. I'm going to take the Urban Decay primer potion, the original. I just have a sample here, so I'm using it. Also apply some on the bottom lash line and also your inner corner. These samples you get with the Naked palettes, they are really generous. They last me for several eye makeups. First things first, I'm setting my lid area. First of all, the brow bone area. This is a white shadow. I'm just gonna take the leftover also on the lid. Okay, now I'm going to take a black pencil as my base for the outer and inner part of the lid, because I really want the color there to pop. And this pencil is really creamy, so it's easy to blend. I'm just gonna take a synthetic brush. You just have to be, you know, fast to blend this, because otherwise it's gonna be set before you're finished and then you have a non-blended eyeshadow. You can go into the inner corner, just apply a little bit there. You don't want to go totally crazy with the black on the inner corner. By the way, the pencil I'm using is by Zoeva, and I feel like it's one of the most creamy pencils that's had that I've ever used, and it's been a really true, trusted and true companion for me. Okay, to start the transitioning, I'm going to use an eyeshadow by Kryolan, which is just called TC2. It's one of the compact matte eyeshadows. And to blend this in, I'm going to use my favorite crease brush of all time, which is the 121 by Zoeva, the Luxe Soft Crease Brush. It's a little bit tapered, not as flat and flared out as, for example, a 217 by MAC would be. With this shadow, we're just going to start blend out the crease. So we have this nice soft transition. I'm really blending this out towards the brow bone. Okay, both sides do now look roughly the same to me, so I'm going to start adding the shadows on the lid. For this I'm just going to use a flat shader and I'm going to start with the darker color. For my eyeshadows I'm going to use the Metallic Stones palette by Zoeva and I'm going to concentrate on those two greens right here, maybe going to choose one of the grays. I will just see how it goes, you know, go with the flow. I'm taking the darker green, which is really nice. It has such a nice shimmer and over the black it looks really cool. And I'm going to add this at the outer and inner part of the lid. With a very small blending brush and no additional product, I'm just going to start diffusing this product out into the crease. Once that is done, I'm going to reapply the shadow. Okay, I'm using just the other side of the brush for the light green shadow. This has a little bit of a golden shift to it, which makes it very pretty. And blending again with that small blending brush. Okay, right now let's work on that crease a little bit more. I'm going to go in with another Zoeva palette. This is the Naturally Yours palette. And I'm taking this really dark reddish brown. Taking this on a pencil brush. This is the 231 by Zoeva, the Luxe Petite Crease. And just on the tip, I'm going to load this shade up and just going to darken and kind of flip out the outer corner. So the shadow looks a little bit more blown out. And also putting this directly into the crease, pulling it out towards the inner corner as well. Directly going in with the blending brush from before. No additional product on it, just the leftover eyeshadow that we first placed in our crease. If you wanted to, you could easily just go back with the first shadow you laid on top of this and blend everything out so it looks really seamless. Now I'm just going to reapply the green on the lid, so I make sure that the dark green is nice and vibrant at the outer and inner part and that the light hits the light green at the center part of the lid. Okay, now I will do the rest of my face. First, I'm going to apply a primer, and this is going to be a mattifying one. Don't worry too much about the outer edges of the eyeshadow not blending in too well just now. We will fix that with our foundation. So now I'm going to use some face and body. Just going to shake this up real well. To apply this, I'm first going to use my fingers to really warm this up on the skin. And then to further work it in, I'm going to use a brush. Next step, concealer. Okay, so I recognize I haven't used Better Skin in a long time, so that's why exactly what I'm going to do today. I'm just gonna warm it up on the back of my hand because it's very creamy. Don't want to joke with this stuff. And then I'm just gonna put it underneath my eyes. Gonna blend this in with my beauty blender. I don't know honestly why this concealer doesn't get more hype, because it deserves it, honestly. It's such a great concealer. Okay, the rest I'm just gonna apply around my nose. Okay, now set the concealer. I'm going to use the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. Let's take a smaller brush. And I'm going to go straight into the darker green shade, and I'm just going to connect the upper to the lower lash line. I'm also smoking this out like a tiny bit, like not very major. I'm mainly trying to connect. To blend this, I'm again grabbing the small blending brush that we've used in the crease earlier. So taking the dark green also a little bit on the inner part, but not too much, since we don't want it to be too grungy, this look in itself. And we're leaving some space in the middle. Using the same brush for all of this. Quick step in between. I'm taking a very large brush and just a satin finished eyeshadow, which is a little bit more champagne-y looking. Just cleaning up this inner corner right here. Like, you know. Taking a pencil brush and whatever shade you want to use to highlight, I'm gonna use the Lou-Manizer by the Balm. Just highlighting the inner corners with. Now to ground everything a little bit more, I'm applying a black pencil in the waterline. You could also use a dark green if you had one. And then some mascara. Okay, I'm applying a good coat on top and bottom here. Just so you know, I'm gonna put 3 million fucking coats of mascara on. Now I'm going to finish off the rest of my face. I'm going to start with contouring, and I'm going to take the NYX Blush in Taupe. You really want to take your time, buff out your contour. Oh god! This is going to be a very strong contour. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit on the nose. Okay, now that our cheekbones are slayed, let's start with a little bit of bronzer. I'm not using this to further contour my face, I'm just really using this to warm up my complexion. Okay, next I'm going to use some blush, and I'm going to go with Peaches by MAC. And then everyone's favorite part, highlighting. Gonna use the Balm's Lou-Manizer again. So the same I've used for my inner corners. Can you see this? I hope so, because I can, and I am dying for it. Okay, now I look like a disco ball, but in a positive way. We can do the lips. I think I'm gonna go with Honeylove. Das wird gleich komisch, weil ich muss gleich reden. Und zwar auf Englisch. Und wenn du dann hier sitzt, dann nicht so.
Das ist peinlich.
Ja, ein bisschen schon.
Ja, kein Problem.
Okay. So the last step is going to be setting spray. I'm just gonna drench myself or drown myself in it. And then I'm going to do my hair, and then I'm finished. Okay guys, I'm very sorry that I forgot to do an outro. It was simply because my boyfriend came flowing into my room and I wasn't finished with my filming stuff, and I was completely embarrassed, so I didn't really know how to film in front of him, so I just completely forgot, and I'm so sorry. Nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I will see you guys in the next one. Hope you're having an awesome day or night or wherever you guys are, and I wish you all the best of luck.